Game Day friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report, because without you guys this literally does not work. Man, I am about 30 minutes before I'm supposed to go on air here on Broke Ass Media, and I wanted to do another one of those Game Day treats. I've got a couple things that are going. I got my deep fryer out there heating up so that way I can put on my chicken wings. You all know how to do my chicken wings. And one of the other things we've been doing quite a bit of lately is we've been doing meatball subs, which is another great, easy meal to do. And since I made some chili the other day, I'm going to make some queso. So I'm going to take some chili, I'm going to put it in the pot. Don't need a whole lot of it. You can do this if you want to. Just take a can of, like, you know, pre-made chili and put it in there. And I'm going to take some Velveeta cheese and chop it up in some squares and put it in there and let it simmer real low, and that's your queso. And then just put it in the crock. And that'll be great for chips and salsa. And I think I've done a video on how I do my salsa too. So just make sure you don't put that up real high. See, I got some chunks in there. And the chili. And you're just going to let that get warm. Boom. Just like that, it will be incredible queso. The other thing is, you buy a bag of frozen meatballs, okay? Bag of frozen meatballs, real easy, Italian ones. You can get turkey ones if you want. You can get beef ones, whatever kind you like. I like the Italian ones. I take cans of tomato sauce, just a couple cans of tomato sauce. But what I do is I take some onions and I take some peppers. I go ahead and slice those real thin. And then I saute those in some olive oil, add the tomato sauce and some Italian seasoning. And here's what we got. Look at that. That's our meatballs in the sauce. Okay, so you got sauce, you got meatballs. You're going to warm up the meatballs in just a pot of water, drain it, pour the meat sauce on it. So I can put that in the tray. Those are good to go. And then I go and buy a bunch of these Italian sub rolls like this. So all you're going to do is, come game day, you got the meatballs in the warmer, you got your sub rolls. When somebody wants one, they go through, they put some meatballs on there, some sauce, and they just put in some provolone cheese. And that's it. And you got yourself a nice meatball sub. If you have a microwave close by, you can put it in there, or if you have the oven, you can put it in the oven. All right, so now I got my queso in here, warming up. I got my meatballs going right here. The main event for today, though, is shout out to Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, who was talking about his giant players. He said, you know when you go to like that sandwich place and they make you a sub, and they put it in the oven and toast it, you know, make it real nice. He said, I had one of those. And then I started watching the film. And I threw it up. So as an ode to Jason Garrett, we're going to make Italian subs. And here I got some nice Italian bread right here. I need to move the camera up here. Got some nice Italian bread right here that we're going to cut. I got me some iceberg lettuce that we shredded real nice and thin. And the tomatoes. Make sure you do the tomatoes thin. You want them thin. Trust me. You want everything thin. We got onions. Look at that. Nice thin onions. Roasted sweet peppers. I'm telling you, the fire roasted sweet peppers are the deal. And then we got some banana peppers that are hot. These are sweet and hot. And I have some jalapeno peppers of my mom's I'm going to put on there too. And what we're going to put on this sub, see, this is not a Subway BMT. This is a Mark Special. This is capicola, which is a spicy Italian ham. We got that. We got our provolone cheese. Got to have the mortadella. Look at that. The mortadella with the peppercorns in there. And of course, I love my pepperoni. Look at that. Ooh, nice thin sliced pepperoni. Now, funny thing about pepperoni. Pepperoni, I'm going to tell you, tastes different by how thick it's sliced. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you. If it's sliced real thick, it has a different flavor. And of course, we have hard salami too. Ooh, sliced thin. and Italian dressing. Now, if you don't like Italian dressing, you can just use like olive oil and vinegar, which is really good too. And so we're going to put all these things together. And if you really want to make them special, I'm not going to do this because we're going to be eating on it all day. You can go through and put these in the oven. So that way it's toasted, just like Jason Garrett said. Okay, I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to leave like a hinge spot in here. See, look at that. Gently open it up. Just a little bit there. There we go. Boom. That's one. And let me get the other one. Now I like to use a nice Italian sub roll in here that's kind of crusty because I like a crunch. And when I grew up, well, it's a little too crusty. It actually opened up all the way. When I grew up next door to an Italian gourmet. Get out of there. And it was actually run by this Italian couple that were always out fighting like cats and dogs. They would literally cuss each other out in the back. But they made the best, and still make the best Italian subs. And whenever I go to my parents' house, I always go through and get one. That's my big cheat. All right, so here's what we did. Put some of that Italian dressing on it. Not too much to start with because you don't want to make this soggy if it's not going to be eaten right away. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of this great, look at that mortadella. Nice and thin. Oh, man. Look at this. Woo! We're going to fold it up so that way it looks even higher. Look at that. Woo, got the mortadella on one of them. Nice. Shout out to my wife who just got this new cutting board right here. She must have known that I needed a longer one because the other one would have been too short for this. Cutting board. I'm using it for my GameDay eats because we're trying to put Subway to shame here. Look at that. Ooh, Nelly. Let me stir up our queso here. Don't want the queso to burn. All right, so we got our mortadella. Let's get our capicola. This is my favorite. Now, the capicola, they have sweet capicola. I like hot capicola. I like spicy.
Okay. Is this the molding paint?
Yes. Love it, don't you? Look at that. Don't go down and beat up the guys at Subway now. I got 15 minutes. 15 minutes to go. Boom. And pepperoni and cheese. And we just put the other stuff on here and we're good to go. And again, pepperoni is sliced thin. How's it looking, guys? Boom. And now we just need the cheese, please. Bam. All right, we got all that. I'll put some lettuce, lechuga. Oh yeah, man. That's right. Well, I'm hoping that Jason Garrett will be throwing up his, not mine.
I tried to find that sound bite back, but I can't find it.
Well, I've seen the quote from it.
No, I probably watched it.
Now you guys see the nice thin sliced tomatoes? They're much better, and these are vine ripened ones, so it's not like the cardboard ones. They're juicy, because we like juicy. No, juicy. Well, as long as he throws it up in the bathroom. Look at it. Doesn't that look good? And now some onions. And now roasted peppers. Now I think I'm going to, you know what? If you don't like peppers, the heck with you. That's your problem. I was going to do one with no peppers on it, but you know what? This is going to be with peppers total. Okay. We're going to drain the peppers here. And yes, my hands are clean. Alrighty. All right, doesn't that look good? Now we're gonna put a little bit extra Italian dressing on here. And then we're just gonna close her up, and then we're gonna put them in the platter. Now what I've got is, I've got some toothpicks, some Furley toothpicks that are here, that we can use to help hold it together. Because it's so big, look at that. Woo! Look at that. Look, oh my goodness. Look at that. All right. Because it's nice crusty bread, it breaks easily. But we're going to put a toothpick in here to hold it between the sections. All right, so let's take a quick look, because I got to get on air here. But we're going to cut it in between the sections here. And look at that. Look at that. Now, if that's not a sandwich, I don't know what is. Now, while you're over here, I want to show you, here's our queso. Now, we're just going to put this in a little crock pot warmer, and look at that. Nice chili queso, and of course our meatballs. So I'm gonna get this stuff downstairs and finish up the chicken wings, and we're gonna get game day on. Thank you guys for watching.